for joining me today. I'm very excited to do my first live with Morley Rituals. Let me know if you can hear me as well, if it's working okay. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you. So I'll just give it a few more minutes, just let a few more people join. Hi Nita. So I'll give it another minute or two and then I'll begin. Oh, it's so lovely to be here. Thank you for asking me. Hope everyone can hear me okay. Okay, so I'll make a start. So welcome and thank you for joining me this evening. This evening's ritual is going to be centered around the heart chakra. So I'm really going to be focusing you on helping you balance and bring awareness to your heart chakra this evening. And hopefully it's something that you can take away with you and do anytime you need to. So this evening I'm going to be looking at explaining a little bit about what chakras are. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'm just going to give you a brief explanation and understanding. And I'm going to teach you how to do a self-massage technique. And we're going to be focusing on the upper chest and the arm area, as these are the areas that are associated. I'm then going to highlight some yoga poses that you may want to take away with you to enhance and elongate the healing process as well, and I can go through some of the yoga poses that are best for opening the heart chakra as well. Back again, because the Vata is the element that's associated with the heart chakra, so that's what we'll be using today. So I hope you enjoy. I'll tell you a little bit about myself as well, just in case you haven't seen me on Instagram. My name's Lindsay. I've been in the beauty and wellness industry now coming up to 20 years. And I am currently specialising in freelance beauty therapy education. So I go into colleges and I teach beauty therapy level 1 to 3. And I'm also an holistic therapist as well. And I've been really lucky in my career that spanned the 19 years, because I've really got to work with some really amazing people and people that I really aspire to and who really inspire me as well. So a lot of my own bespoke facial and body treatments that I offer really do look at treating the person as a whole. So I really do take on board all the holistic training that I've had and implement that into my treatments. So I might be using things like gua sha, I might do acupressure therapy in my treatments, I would look to do mama therapy, chakra therapy as well in my body, and facial treatments. I also do reflexology, and yeah, I do a multitude of therapies. So when I treat people, I treat them as a whole, but I also sort of cherry pick the techniques that I think would suit them as well. So yeah, I find it really interesting, and I absolutely love what I do, and I'm just so happy I can share it with you guys today as well. So I thought I would tell you a little bit about what chakras are before we begin. So chakras are, they form the basis of an ancient Indian approach or philosophy, and they're all about healing our physical, our mental, our emotional and our spiritual selves. So again, it's treating the person as a whole. And the word chakra comes from the Sanskrit meaning wheel or disc. So when I talk about chakras, I think of them as like little energy centres, and they are spinning wheels of energy. And if you imagine they're part of your subtle body system, like your subtle energy system, and they are encompassed in the spinal column. So they start at the very bottom, so like your root chakra is where like the coccyx sits, and then it raises all the way up to your crown chakra. So I'll talk about the 7 really briefly, and then we'll concentrate on the heart chakra. So your first chakra is where your coccyx is, and the red colour is the energy that you'll see when you're working on chakras. So it's a real vibrant red energy, and that's all to do with your root chakra. So it's all about grounding yourself and really, it's responsible for our physical needs. So that one is the first one that you always want to start with when you're sort of working on chakras, because you really want to ground that person into the treatment, into sort of where they are at the moment, and sort of bring them back down into that area. We also want to talk about the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra sits just underneath the belly button, and when you think about this chakra, it's orange. So it's a bright orange spinning wheel of energy, and that's all about your emotional balance. So, you know, sometimes we get butterflies in your tummy and that sort of sensation. It's all to do with the sacral chakra. And then we go on to the solar plexus chakra, so we're working our way up, and the solar plexus chakra just sits underneath the rib cage, and you can sort of just feel a slight indentation. So if you rest your hands there, the solar plexus is a bright yellow ball of energy, or a wheel or a disc, however you want to envision it. And it's all about personal power and self-will and self-belief. So it's a real powerful centre. And then we're going to focus up into the heart chakra, which we're talking about today. And the heart chakra is associated with the colours green, although sometimes you will see pink as well. So those 2 colours are the energy colours that you'll see in this area. So your green and your pink. And the heart chakra is all about your love and your relationships. And it's not just relationships with others, it's also relationships with yourself as well. So it's really important to remember that. Then from the heart chakra, this is then up connected to the throat chakra. So your throat chakra is your blue energy. Okay, so you'll envision like a spinning energy of blue in your throat chakra. And your throat chakra is all about self-expression and communication. So sometimes this one gets blocked a lot, especially if you really want to say something but you don't know how to express it, you don't know how to come across. This is the area that usually will become blocked or stagnant with energy. And if we work our way up to the 6th chakra, that's here. It's also known as the 3rd eye chakra. And this is your indigo colour. So a beautiful indigo wheel of energy sits here. And your 3rd eye chakra is all about intuition, wisdom. So it's your intuitive power here. And then rising all the way up to the crown chakra, this is your violets, your purples, so a real spiritual colour, and that's what it's connected to. It's connected to the next phase of the universe. So it's all about your spiritual connection, again to yourself, but also to the outer world as well. So they are your 7 chakras. And if you think about chakras, they operate like an interconnected spinning wheels of energy, and it's what channels through you. So what's channeling through you is the electrical current, and the electrical current is what the universal life force is, and it's bringing it into your body. So you think about this energy coming in and out, emitting it in and out of your body. And sometimes we may not receive the energy particularly well, and we may not give the energy particularly well either. And that is usually because we are stagnant. So the energy becomes stagnant, and also it becomes blocked. The energy becomes blocked, and we need to keep it moving. So the reason that we want to keep it moving is because these blockages can result and manifest into things such as physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Okay, so these are all the different things that can manifest when there is a blockage, and each blockage really can be so many different things. It could be how you feel emotionally, how you look, how your organs, how your glands are responding, because each of the 7 chakras also originates with a gland and a organ part as well. So it's really interesting to see when you are out of balance, when people come to me and we talk about their lifestyle and sort of any recent events that have happened. It really does, you really do start to understand what areas you need to work on as a holistic therapist. So today we're going to be talking about the heart chakra, so right here. So you may want to just place your hands on your heart chakra as we talk about it, so you can visualise the things that I'm going to explain to you. So, and again, you can close your eyes if you want to through this part, because it's a really good self-visualisation. So again, here is your spinning wheel of energy. So you can envision a bright green, a dark green, a pink light aura sort of emitting from this area. The glandular connection is all about the thymus gland, and your associated body parts is the heart and the lungs. So we come on to breathing, we come on to circulation, this total chest area. So that's what we want to focus on when we're doing our self-care massage as well. So we're going to really be focusing on things like circulation, breathing, and bringing good nutrients to the surface of the skin as well. The element it's associated with in Ayurvedic practicing is Vata, which is also known as air. So that's why it's really good that I have the Vata oil here today. And this has got your essential oil blends. You've got your rose in there, you've got your vetiver, you've got your sandalwood, you've got your chamomile. So they're really soothing, very grounding essential oils. And they're in a very beautiful warming base of sesame seed oil and jojoba oil as well. And what I like about this is it doesn't leave like any greasy residue that you can find with some body oils. It really does seep into the skin really lovely, and it leaves a really nice hydration veil over the skin as well. So I'm going to come in with a couple of drops of this. Also, when we talk about the heart chakra, its associated sense is touch. So again, a really good one when you're doing your self-care, your massage, because it's all about touch. So that leads us on nicely to the self-care massage. So again, if you want to do this with oil or without oil, that's completely up to you. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so first of all, we're going to just focus on taking in some nice deep breaths, and this is what I call the relaxing breath, also known as your 4-7-8 breath. So this is where you take an inhale of air for 4 seconds, you hold it for 7, and then you exhale for 8. So let's try that together. So again, you can close your eyes as you do this, and I can talk you through it as well. So the first one, we'll just take in a deep breath for 4 seconds and hold for 7. And breathe out for 8. Okay, so you just want to do the counting in your mind. So basically when you're breathing in, you count for 4, you hold that breath for 7 seconds, and then you breathe out for 8 seconds. And repeat that 2 more times. So hopefully you feel quite relaxed doing that, and it's something that you can continue. You could do that for like up to 10-20 times, because it is so super soothing and a really great way to wind down from a really busy, hectic day. And if you're going through any stresses, that's a really, really good breathing technique to go for. So after we've done that a few times, we're then going to come on to the chest area. So you just want to place your hands at the heart centre and just do some nice circular movements. And then you're going to bring one hand over. I'm just going to move back slightly so you can see me. And we're going to do circles at the joints and long sweeping movements at the limbs. So circles at the joints and long sweeping moves at the limbs. And circular joints at the wrist. Just long sweeping strokes over the hands. And then we're going to work up and do the same thing. So then we repeat circles and stroking. Circles and stroke. And circles. Then bring the circular movement across the chest, pick up with the other hand, and focus again on the circular movements at the joints and long sweeping strokes on the limbs. And the reason that we're doing these circles and the stroking is because in Ayurvedic philosophies, we are made up of both masculine and feminine energies. So by doing your stroking at the limbs and circles at the joints, you're reflecting both the feminine and the masculine energy within us. And when I talk about sort of masculine and feminine, you think, oh, how have I got those two energies within me? But it's the same as like the moon and the sun, light and dark. It's those conflicting energies that you wouldn't think would be together. And again, just for the live today, we would do that once, but again, you could do that as many times as you want. It feels really nice. It's really sort of bringing up the circulation and the warmth to the tissues as well. And then just come back to centre. Hi everyone who's just joined. We're just doing our self-care massage. And just hold. So then the next point that we're going to come into, if you're familiar with your yoga poses, we're just going to do a little bit of a cat-cow. And it's basically just about bringing your chin to your chest as close as you can to make that arch. And then we're going to come back and we're going to stretch and align our spine and look up to the ceiling. Okay, so you want to sort of focus in on your breath when you're doing this as well. So you want to pop your hands by your sides and just sort of curl your shoulders round and sort of hunch over. Bring your chin to your chest. And you'll feel a really deep stretch in the back of the neck and the top of the shoulders and the trapezius muscle. And then as you breathe out, you want to come up and you want to stretch this whole, like your throat chakra and your heart chakra. You're opening that up to the sky. And you're going to come back down and repeat. And really feel that stretch of the neck. And up. And breathe in. And up. And it feels really good just to open that heart chakra and also stretching the back of the neck and the shoulders, that you hold a lot of tension in as well. So now we're going to come on to our compressions. So you're just going to use your hands and you're going to cup and compress. So we start at the shoulders, and we're going to come down, and we're going to compress all the way down the arms and coming back up. This feels really nice. It feels like you're giving yourself a hug. They actually do this movement in baby massage as well. So when I used to do baby massage on my little boys, this is a really nice, calming and really grounding movement to do. And then what you can do is, when you stop at the trapezius, so this upper neck and shoulder muscle, using the pads of your fingers, really working and just sort of grab and circle that area, and that will really just help to release any tension. And you might feel some crunching. That's completely normal, especially if you're working from home at the moment, or carrying a little one, or just carrying extra tension in that area. It's quite a common area to find sort of little knots in. And then we're going to come over to this area, so we're going to make our little hand and we're going to compress. So really squeeze and come down the arm, do those nice compressions. And then if you get any particular sore areas or muscles, again, you can just use those pads to really circle into those areas of tension. You just want to melt away the day's stresses. And then we're going to do a light tapping. So again, it's all about circulation. So you want to make a very sort of gentle, loose fist. And we're just going to tap across the chest and gently tap up and down the arm 3 times. And across. And then back to centre. And then we're just going to hold our heart chakra again. And we're going to do some really nice head circles to end our self-care massage with. So imagine that you're drawing circles with your nose and they sort of get bigger and wider. So you just want to close your eyes and imagine that you're drawing a circle with your nose. And then these can get larger. And then you can change the direction. And come to centre. And again, you might still feel that crunching, but hopefully it feels a little bit more loose than what it did when you first began. Okay, so that's the end of the self-care massage, and I'm just going to share with you now just a few poses that yoga poses that you may want to do after this video, just to continue the self-care and also opening up your heart chakra. So the one that I always go to is called the puppy pose, and this is also known as the melting heart pose. And your puppy pose it's in between a downward dog and a child's pose. So it really is, because it's called the melting heart pose, you feel that you are really lowering and inviting the heart down to meet the ground. So that's such a beautiful pose if you wanted to go ahead and do that one, because you just feel a connection to the earth and to yourself. And if you hold it for a good sort of 2 to 5 minutes, even longer if you can, and really just focus on your breath, you'll get such a good, you'll come away with such a good feeling. So that's definitely one that's one of my ones that I would recommend to do. You've also got your cat-cow pose that we did a variation of today. But again, you can go into your tabletop position and do your cat-cow pose. That's really nice to open up the heart chakra. You've also got your cobra pose as well, and also even your simple tree pose is a really good one to do. So when you come into your balance and you've got your foot into your upper thigh, instead of just placing your hands here, make a conscious effort to place your hands at your heart center, at the heart chakra, and just really envision that green energy of light as you're doing your yoga pose. So they are some of the yoga poses that I would definitely recommend to do after your self-care massage, just to increase that flow of energy. So I thought what we'll do now is just end with a really nice, very simple meditation. So for this, it's really good to focus on your breathing and really envision that heart chakra. And I know some of you are messaging me now saying that, sometimes that chakra feels really closed because you may have some stagnant energy there, and the energy just isn't flowing very well there at the moment. So taking into consideration these self-care techniques that you can do, really just focus on doing them, maybe once or twice a day. And sometimes you will feel an overwhelming sense of emotion, and that can be an emotion of sadness or grief. It could be that you want to relearn how to love yourself. You may have just come out of a relationship. You may have lost a pet, and anything like that. Those things can really affect how your heart chakra is balanced. So I hope that I'm going to try and save this at the end, so you can go back to this and maybe make a couple of notes and ensure that you can do this at home as and when you feel that you can. So yeah, I'm gonna end with a really nice heart meditation now. So really take this time to close your eyes and focus in just on your breath and where you are at this moment, and having gratitude that you've taken this time out of your day. And I feel very so happy and overwhelmed that you've joined me this evening. So that's filled my heart chakra. So hopefully this can do the same for you guys too. So I just want you to close your eyes. I want you to place your hand on your heart chakra. Okay, so just close your eyes. And for any of you joining right now, we're just going into a heart chakra meditation, a really simple one, just to connect with your heart centre today. Okay, so you just want to close your eyes, bring those shoulders away from your ears, unclench your jaw, and really focus on your breathing. You might feel happier to place one hand on the heart, one hand on the abdomen. And as you take your deep breaths, fill the lungs with oxygen and exhale. And really just focus on that breathing. Bring an awareness to this moment in time. Try not to let any thoughts arise in your mind. And if you feel your mind wandering and it becomes busy with thoughts of today, of tomorrow, of the next day, come back into your breath and really focus on that deep breath in and out. You may feel your heart beating, feel the energy around that heart centre. Bring your other hand up to meet your heart. And you may want to visualise that green energy or the pink energy and the colours that you see And let them ground you, and let those colours melt into your heart. And just bring your attention to your breath, to this moment in time. And you may want to dedicate this moment to yourself. And thinking of an unconditional love to yourself, or an unconditional love to a friend, a family member, even a pet. And just notice how you feel right now. And you gently just want to bring some awareness back into your fingers, maybe, into your toes. Just gently, in your own time, open your eyes. And just sense how you felt now to when you first started for your self-care massage and your little meditation. And just notice that change and the shift in energy, and let that stay with you this evening. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully I look forward to maybe doing some more chakra meditations with you. Have a lovely evening.